Welcome to Disturbed. We are talking Season 9, Episode 1, Camp Redwood. And you guys already know the drill. There's a really good chance we're going to spill over into Episode 2. We're going to try and do both tonight. I would love it if they were separate episodes, but I kind of doubt that's going to happen. So let's see what happens.
We're going to try. We just have to be good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It almost doesn't matter because Episode 3 is going to air tomorrow, right?
Yes.
So maybe we just do both episodes at once, which would help me because I know I'm going to forget stuff. So, Chris, right up front, why don't we give a little social media? Where can people find you?
Absolutely. I can be found at Blue Box Cafe or Blue Box Cafe 176 on social media. I am also one of the founding members of GeeksCon, which is a small comic book, artist-centric focused con here in the Midwest in Chicago, in a little town called Elgin, outside of about an hour west of Chicago.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then for this show, we added something new tonight. We have a thing called Linktree. So if this thing will open up, I can tell you where to go. Great. It won't work. You have to go to Linktree. Hold on. Linktree. There we go. And admin, and I can get you guys the exact thing. It's going to be in the show notes, and I did put it. It's really easy. It's linktr.ee. So it's Linktree, but the EE is after the dot, /DisturbedPod. And if you go to that, it's actually, this is the most amazing thing. You get all the links in one place. So right now, I've been building it. I put Disturbed on Facebook, Disturbed on Instagram, Disturbed on Twitter. I will add our personals on here. I have Stitcher. I have Apple Podcasts. I'll be adding, I think there are 32 different directories we're on. I'll put YouTube on here. I'll put our Periscope page, which this is going to start airing live on, and our webpage, which nobody knows is there. The link to that is already there. So if you go to Linktree, so it's linktr.ee/DisturbedPod, you'll get all those links.
Nice.
Yeah, super easy. And like I said, going forward, we're going to work this out. Lokesh is helping us out so that we can get on the different formats. We lost Chris. Man down. And his dog's in the camera now, too. But this way you'll be able to watch us stream on, it should be on YouTube, it should be on Facebook, should be on Periscope when we get everything set up. And yeah, man, that should do it. That should do it. So we're in Camp Redwood.
Yes.
Thing starts out in 1970. So I have a question up front, Chris.
Yes.
Is this, we're hearing some kind of noise. Hold on. What is that? That's like, it sounds like an American Horror Story noise.
It was my chair, probably.
No, it's your camera. It keeps trying to, when you move, try moving. Weird. Yeah, it did it. When it refocuses, it goes. So everybody listening, just pretend that noise is, there it was, is the American Horror Story chirp that you hear.
It's Mr. Jingles.
Yeah, it's Mr. Jingles, right. So, okay. It starts out in 1970.
Yes.
It was really funny. I mean, to me, obviously they're playing with Friday the 13th. They're heavily. I was also getting Sleepaway Camp. I was getting all that really rough 70s vibe stuff that was going on, even though the camp stuff and all that happened a little bit later, right, with Friday the 13th and with those other shows or those other movies. I was really getting the idea that we were going to get a huge mashup of all that stuff.
Oh, sure. Well, even in the first episode, they're pulling heavily from lots of different movies. I mean, it's, as you said, it's Friday the 13th. There's a huge Halloween reference. There's all sorts of stuff. So, you reading that? Oops, sorry.
Yeah. We'll have to go back and address some of this stuff when we just got another message here from Lakesh, who's trying to help us out. We will address that going forward. Right now, we're kind of in the middle of the show. So keep writing those ideas, and we will definitely go back and kind of make those things happen. Oh, it says here, show info, Disturbed American Horror Story. Doesn't say where it is.
up on the top screen.
Yeah, it says you can't edit it during the show. That's okay. We're not editing it. So, all right. What did you think of this whole beginning part?
You know what?
Was it what you were expecting for this show?
It is, just because they were talking about how they were going back and going back to 1984. Yeah, oh yeah, because that's a better look. Just want to let you know. Yeah, it's right. What I expected. I mean, did you think it was going to be anything else other than that kind of some kind of murder scene? You know, that was pulled right from Friday the 13th, right from Friday. The intimating sex scene. Something's happening. Hey, it's evil, and then you get killed. So
yeah, that scene where they had. I was getting more of a vibe of Sleepaway Camp for some reason, but there was definitely stuff going on there, that was very Friday the 13th, like the setup, the shots going into the cabin.
right.
I don't know.
The overhead shot of them. I mean, it's straight. It's a whole bunch of stuff. But
it's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm seeing shots that remind me of Last House on the Left, even the way they shot it. Like I'm getting Wes Craven, I'm getting Friday the 13th. Sure. I'm getting, like I said, Sleepaway Camp. I'm getting Maniac. I'm getting all sorts of stuff going on here. Mm-hmm. Definitely high overtones from Friday the 13th. That whole series.
This is the first scene.
They just need to go to New York.
Yeah,
they need to go to Manhattan.
Well, they do. I was waiting for Donald Pleasance to show up at some point in time. That would be great. I mean, but right from the beginning, they went for the big gore and suspense.
Oh man, and they went for it too. You saw them cut the ears off. You saw the blood everywhere. Mm-hmm. They had that awkward scene with the three-way, and I was watching it with Martha, my wife, and she goes, "The one girl doesn't look like she's into this. Like it looked like, great, we're gonna have this weird like 70s rapey scene." And then she was into it. She starts taking her shirt off like she wants to, but what a great shot. She gets it over her eyes and
yeah, it was. It was John Carpenter like extents right there.
Oh, it was great. And then when the camera went out, he walks out, you hear the jingling, and you're like, oh my God. Very see, now that's where I was getting more of a Maniac vibe, was off of him there. But definitely like he walks everywhere. Sure. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and you gotta have the limp, and you gotta be what's the one with the Gorton Fisherman? I can't even remember that. That's from the 90s, isn't it?
Oh, they did this one too. Yeah. Even though that one is the 90s. It was I Know What You Did Last Summer. Right. When they hit the hitchhiker.
Yeah.
The hiker. The guy that came out of the woods. You're not supposed to be here. I'm so sorry. Boom. That dude, that was right out of I Know What You Did Last Summer. The way they all went around him.
Yeah.
And then they were going like, well, maybe we should just leave him. It was right out of that movie, even though that is the wrong time frame.
Right.
I don't care. Just play with all those horror movie tropes.
Well, I think, being 35 years removed from 1984, if you go into the 90s, you're not too out of the realm. I mean, the early 90s and mid 90s have much more in common with 1984 than 2019. So I think you're allowed that period. I mean, because it's not like they went to 1984. They went back to the late 70s, because isn't Halloween 79? I mean, so, it's not like we're only, stuck with the 80s horror stuff. Which I think is great, because there's a lot of great stuff to pull from, and they're pulling from everywhere, and it's great. I'll say that 500 more times, but yeah.
Yeah, right. Right. I mean, I guess we're going to bury the lead here. We're not going to bury the lead. I mean, I'm totally loving it. I think it's really fantastic. It's weird.
Well,
and it could almost be garbage.
Well, so here's I think it's garbage bordering on awesome, because it's
this show does well.
It's great at pulling all this stuff together, and unless there's a payoff, just like in Roanoke, just like in other, even in Hotel, if it doesn't pay off, it's stupid. I mean, it's bad. I mean, it's
Well,
it's over the top cheesy. The whole '80s scene where they're working out. I mean, it couldn't be more trope. It couldn't be more stereotypical from the '80s movies. I mean,
oh my
you
gosh,
know,
the aerobic stuff was
oh yeah,
awesome. And all the dialogue, the way they're doing it, the cookie cutter characters.
oh yeah.
I'll tell you the other movie I was getting
But
a vibe off
but is
of.
Cody Fern, is he channeling Andrew McCarthy? Is he channeling James Spader? Is he channeling you know anybody?
He's right out of that era, is what
Oh,
he
yeah.
is.
Oh no, he is. He's totally, because Kathleen and I were talking about it. She's like, "Well, I don't know who he's channeling." I go, either he's, he could be Don Johnson kind of, because he has that Miami Vice kind of theme going. So
Yeah. Well, Billy Lord, she's
yeah,
channeling Leanne Quigley to me.
yes,
Even
and
though she's channeling other people,
right.
Leanne Quigley's the one that I'm like,
a little bit of Farrah Fawcett and a little bit of. I mean, she's got a whole lot of stuff in there, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I thought when they were showing the that first kill when it was now, or
Yeah.
I guess not now, 1984. I thought for sure they were going to kill what's his name, Ray, and I was like, oh, they're going to go with that trope because they're doing all the tropes. I'm like, they're going to kill the black guy first.
Oh yeah,
I am so glad they did. He's still around.
Well, hold on, we're waiting because nobody's really been killed yet. That is one of the main characters. It's all been, and I think we're getting ahead of ourselves from season one. Or from
You know what?
one.
You know what? I'm going to break it right now. Let's
Okay,
talk both episodes because there's a lot that happens between the two. We're going to just talk season one and episode one and episode two as one big thing. If you haven't watched both episodes, stop this, go watch them. Can't really stop it when it's live. You know what? You'll get spoiled. Big deal. You know what? If you were in the room with me right now, you'd know I'm spoiled too.
Yes.
So
that's internally, that has nothing to do with anything else.
I'll tell you the other movie I'm getting a vibe off of, and this is good that we're doing both shows at once. I'm getting a Cabin in the Woods vibe.
Yep, a little bit, and an Evil Dead vibe. So
and an Evil Dead, but the Cabin in the Woods, I'm getting that because of the hiker. Why is he here out of time? I started thinking, I wonder if this is a simulation of some sort. I wonder if this is some kind of game, because Cabin in the Woods, that's what it was.
Are they Jumanjiing it where people are playing these characters in that time and you're playing that character? And it's
that could be.
I mean, because what is the payoff? Because it is too, even as much as Roanoke was like that, where, when you watch the first part of Roanoke, where it was actually the show about what happened, it wasn't this specifically stereotypical. It was stereotypical, but not this stereotypical.
Right.
But it's like literally if you ripped out a page of the 80s and said, this is how you want to be somebody from the 80s, that's who these people are. And
they're all cookie cutter.
It could be,
but then again, they're the same cookie cutter characters that we had in Friday the 13th and these other movies.
But paying them but they're a little bit more beyond that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they even so much as like our buddy with the big mustache, like he is right out of the 70s and early 80s.
Matt Morrison. Oh, he's
oh my gosh,
fantastic.
Oh my gosh. How about what's his name? I just lost his name. Our guy who's playing Mr. Jingles.
Oh, John Carroll Lynch. Oh my God.
Amazing that he's back.
And they're doing a great job of tying characters back to other American Horror Story seasons. So like he's obviously, he played Gacy, he played what's the clown's name? I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. It's been a rough day. But I mean
me too.
But they're going back into that. They've already tied back into Coven.
Wait, where did they tie into Coven on this?
The cook is supposed to be Kathy Bates, and she's not. So does that mean that she's going to be it if they ever change anything? You know what I mean?
Wait. Where do you get that?
When they go to the cook, where they get the kind of it acts exactly like Kathy.
The cook that they saw that was like, I was here when it all happened, and now I'm back.
That's supposed to be a Kathy Bates kind of character, and it's not.
Okay, but it's not Kathy Bates.
Right. But the nurse is supposed to be Adina Porter, and it's not.
I thought that too, but it's not.
I know, but
but I wonder if that's what they're playing with.
Right. That's why I'm thinking that too. Because I don't
know
if the show or not, so I don't know, and I'm not trying to spoil it. But
the other thing that's really weird is having Richard Ramirez. He was in Hotel,
right?
different actor playing the same character.
Right.
Why the hell do we have Richard Ramirez here?
Because Richard, and again, that's why I'm thinking like you are, that there's some kind of game going on, and this is some kind of fantasy from somebody. God knows who it's going to be, and they're just coming up with it. So
I'm looking it up to see when he died.
who, Ramirez?
Yeah. Oh, 2013. When was he doing his stuff? 84 to August of 85. Oh, okay. I was thinking it was earlier than that. So
you're thinking Zodiac Killer, which is earlier and later, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I just was thinking that he was involved earlier, or like his thing was over by this point, but clearly not. We're right in the height of it. But it's very strange, and that he keeps following her, and he finds her in episode 2. He finds her, and that's a very Friday the 13th moment. She goes out. Why did she go out after Billy Lord tried to kiss her? She goes outside for no reason. You see her just walking out there.
Right.
She's already like freaked out by things that are going on. Why is she out there? And then she goes and she dangles her feet off the dock, and which is bizarre.
Right.
And then the body floats out.
After her backstory, oh my gosh.
The backstory was amazing.
It's like, oh my. She's like, I'm not new to the murder. It's like, huh? What are you talking about? And then they show that scene. It's like,
was crazy.
Nutty.
Okay, but I'm also wondering what we can believe from the flashbacks, because, that one may be exactly what happened.
Right.
I don't know. But we had that weird flashback from the hiker. Did you notice his description of what happened that night did not match up to Margaret's? Margaret said she laid on the ground. Everybody was dead. She laid there and stared at that spot until Jingles went by. When he told the story, he was looking in the window and saw her standing there. It did not look like she had her ear cut off, and she was bloody.
Right.
And Jingles drove up and hit him.
Right.
So Jingles wasn't in there killing everybody. Why was she bloody already if Jingles wasn't there yet?
Exactly.
So somebody's telling the story in a false way. If he's a ghost,
right?
I don't know what he is. Is it like Roanoke? Is he coming out of the woods and we're going to find out that the witch in the woods is making all this happen? It could be. We could have a real tie-in, because didn't they say that these last couple of seasons are going to really tie all of it together?
Absolutely. Well, maybe that's what it is, because, Richard Ramirez killed him, at least 2 times, if not 3 times? And coming back.
He disemboweled him.
Yeah.
He got him in the neck. He disemboweled him. Come on. The thing is, I'm not sure Jingles did what they said he did.
Right.
Or maybe he was an accomplice with Margaret.
Right. Who knows? She's all sorts of messed up as it is. So, she's playing her very well, but it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. It's tough to watch her without Billy, though.
Yeah, it is.
I really want him there with her.
But even in Apocalypse, he was in the first episode, and then a couple one later on. She's fantastic. She just with the feathered hair, with that hair.
Oh my gosh, those glasses.
It's classic. It's like, oh my, but it's like, think about Stranger Things. That's right out of Stranger Things as well. They nail that pretty well. So
that was the other thing I got a vibe off of in this episode, in the second episode. They really played that synth music, and it sounded exactly like Stranger Things to me at one point. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, but Stranger Things,
it would suck if the whole point of this season is to show they could do Stranger Things better, because they're not. If that's the point.
Well, but Stranger Things pulled right from John Carpenter. It's not like they invented that. That was
I know.
That's right.
They were ripping off Spielberg and Carpenter and all those guys. But I it just made me a little nervous when I heard that synth music, and I'm looking at the hairstyles and everything, and I'm like, I hope this isn't a reaction to that, where they feel they have to play with that. Now, if they went, this is a fun era, we're going to do this, I'm having fun with it. Like I said, it's either fantastic, or it's going to turn to garbage. But we see that each season, and then it doesn't turn to garbage.
Or not completely garbage.
So. Not completely garbage.
No,
I think all we're doing, I think we have no idea what's going on.
Sure.
I think they've done it again, where we're going to be like 6 episodes in out of the 11 episodes and go, oh, that's what this is about.
Right. Yeah, I hope. I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. Kathleen hates it. She thinks it's the stupidest thing that she's ever seen. And I looked at her, I'm kind of like, what? I go, but she just, I think she's looking for more gore, or, like every other episode has started out pretty strong and then kind of either lost its way a little bit or got wonky. I mean, especially like Roanoke.
This also feels like we've seen this because it is playing all the tropes so much.
Sure.
It's like, it's almost like, like it was fun to see, okay, they've got the mental patients escaping. Yeah, they do that in the Halloween movies. And the thing is, they did it in the last Halloween movie, and we all kind of went, this is a really good film, or like, we're having fun with it, but I don't need to see escaped convicts again. Right. And here they went right to it, and it looked right out of Halloween.
Right.
Yeah, now, once again,
being nutty, and
I'm really hoping it's by design.
Sure.
I'm really hoping that they're going to pull the rug out from under us, and we're going to be like, oh, I even thought like Jingles was going to be gone by this episode. Well, they called it Mr. Jingles. I thought it was going to end his story.
Well, I'm anticipating the Richard Ramirez, Mr. Jingles fight, and then I'm hoping that they pull back, and this is some like guy's idea to bring back, like they're going to do a movie or a show about somebody doing a show about 1984. So they're going to pull back, and Cody Fern and they're all going to be sitting there like, man, Billy Lord is like, this would be the greatest show ever, and they're thinking it up while they're hanging out in somebody's apartment, thinking this is going to be the greatest twist on all of these 1980s slasher films, and then something's going to happen to them. That would be great.
That's what I can't. To me, it makes more sense if it is a cabin in the woods thing, if it's some kind of simulation that they're in and they're not aware, like a Matrixy thing.
Sure.
And this hiker is a glitch, which is why he keeps showing up. And it's like, you're not supposed to be here. And they're like, you're not supposed to be here.
Right.
It would be interesting, maybe like if Margaret is the coder.
Right.
This is almost like a horror Minecraft. That would be an interesting take.
Yeah, that would be.
And then the program runs amok. It's the what is it? The ghost in the machine, because Mr. Jingles becomes sentient and kills at will. I mean, it's an interesting idea. Can it last 10 episodes? I don't know. But I don't think we're going to be talking about this in the next, like 3 episodes from now. It's going to be like, oh yeah, remember when we thought it was this and it had nothing to do with any of this?
We've never been right. Or we're rarely right. We get like the right idea, and then it's like, oh no, we're going to change it. So
that's the other thing. They seem to do weird. The main characters are doing weird things. As like when Billy Lord went in to kiss Brooke, it was almost as if it was a prompting, but not a prompting like, oh, now's my in. It was more like a weird, out of place moment.
Right.
And there've been a number of those where I'm like, what was that?
Or is it going to be like a game on an app game on your phone where it's like, do you kiss her or not? There's that one, that's like and it's completely gross, but it's like one of those dating ones. It's like, you catch your boyfriend in bed with your best friend. Do you join in or do you get mad? You know what I mean? Have you ever seen those ads? I'm wondering if it's a game like that where somebody is making these decisions, and it would be great if it's Billy Eichner, wouldn't it? Where he's playing this game and says, man, this is the greatest game. Look what I make them do. And then this happens.
He would just be torturing Margaret the whole time.
Leslie Grossman, yeah. Like, I'm going to get that. She made me mad in 17 episodes of this show, or 17 seasons of the show. So
even the thing, like the fact that Jingles was in the war, the way that story plays out, I'm like, you know what? It's so cookie cutter.
Sure.
That and I'm not criticizing the show. What I'm saying is it's so cookie cutter. I think it's a clue that we're not seeing reality here. Although I would kind of like it to be. I'd kind of like the whole thing to be in 84. And it goes, wonky, but it stays in 84 and like the time frame is real. That would be interesting.
Is Ramirez the Freddy Krueger character, or is he, because he seems like the only one that would actually be semi-real in it. I mean, he's not the one that's acting stereotypical. He's acting
Ramirez?
like Ramirez. So are they going to play?
Yeah, but if it's a program, he's the serial killer character.
But I'm just saying, maybe
the fact that he showed up on the dock with her to me was very weird.
You're right.
That was really weird. Satan's directing me, or a kid named Stan.
Santa, yeah, Stan is
right.
Well, I mean, in like all these light, the clue where they were sitting at the docks and then the car pulled up with the lights and then the lights turned off. I mean, who is it? Is it, Mr. Jingles? Is it, Richard Ramirez? Is it somebody else? Who knows what's going on? So
yeah, right.
There was
right. No, you mean at the very end when the doors were knocking?
No, that's different.
It's so clear what was happening there.
Yeah,
Ramirez is at the nurse's station at the infirmary because he went right there. Jingles is at the other one.
Right.
So the other one, who's at the other one? We've got let's see, what are their names? So, Xavier, Montana, and it's not Chet because Chet, Brooke. Oh, it's Xavier, Montana, and Mustachio.
Trevor.
Trevor. Those are the ones that are at the cabin where Jingles is going to show up.
Right.
So somebody's going to die.
The nurse is with them too. Right? No, the nurse is.
No, the nurse is at the infirmary, which is where Ramirez is going to show up. He's not going to kill anybody because he's working for Margaret now, and somehow she's convinced him not to kill.
Right. You can't.
Once again,
you can't kill along the way.
Wouldn't it make sense if she was, if it was a game and she was the coder?
It would be, or I don't know.
The fact that she could convince him, the fact that she's trying to control elements of the game.
Right.
I'm here scared of Jingles. Jingles is there. She doesn't seem to care. She's not setting traps for Jingles.
Right. And wasn't Jingles the thing that she wanted to get revenge on? Maybe Jingles took her thunder and she wanted to be the mass murderer and Jingles got all the credit. And she's like, no, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this mass murder thing. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's very weird. Maybe Jingles is her father. Maybe we've got a Friday the 13th set up here that Jingles was, but instead of the mom killing and spoiler for Friday the 13th, the first one, it's the mom doing all the murder and you think it's somebody else. What if it was her doing all the murder and then to cover for her, Jingles took the heat and went to prison and ended up like he's back out, like he knows she's up there and he's like, I'm a monster.
Yeah.
I'm going to protect her to the very end.
Because how bad was that where he has the thing stuffed in the side of his mattress that camp reopens? It was so bad.
It was
so bad.
That's why I can't tell if it's amazing or if it's awful.
Yeah,
I'm seeing people online say they think it's garbage, and I'm like, but I think, don't we have more faith in this show because they've set us up for garbage before, and then it's been amazing.
Well, I do.
And then it falls off at the end, but it's always a fun ride,
right? And like in our chat with Lil, our good friend Lil Knitz of League of Geeks podcast, he's like he loves it so far, and I kind of like I'm out. The jury is out, and I know it's going to pay off at the end. You know me.
He loves it because Lil is a big 80s horror guy.
Well, because he was like,
we should probably try to get Lil to come and guest with us one night on here. We'll have him do a live one with us, and we'll talk about 80s horror and some of the references in that because he's going to know them all. He loves Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah. He does. I mean, I love the references and I think it's great, but it's like really over the top. And I'm really
and unless it's going to really surprise us.
And I really want Emma Roberts to get her head blown up because she's awful.
That was such a great scene with the flashback. Yeah. And then he goes, "You really shouldn't be wearing white." Bam! Yeah. And he shoots himself. That was really like classic Grindhouse B movie.
Oh yeah,
Maybe that's it. Maybe they're stuck in a Grindhouse B movie
Quentin Tarantino
alternate universe.
That'd be great. Quentin Tarantino shows up and said, "Hey guys," it's like, what?
Yeah, could it be? It would be very weird if this is alternate universe, but it could be some kind of alternate universe thing.
Yeah,
where everything or maybe it's a loop. If that ghost is stuck in a loop, maybe they're stuck in a loop.
Yeah. Who knows?
Maybe if it goes outside of the camp, if we go back to a regular area, we find out that every life just has gone on. Life is normal, and these guys are stuck in this time loop of 1984.
How funny is it? We're getting out of town because of the Olympics.
Right.
Fantastic.
Right.
And
then the guy, the jock, when he goes, it's like the whole time, I'm denying. Then he goes, they think they're going to die. I can't go with a guilty conscience. I did it.
Yeah. Everybody's like, we know.
Yeah. The best, actually, he had one of the best lines in the second episode when they were going in and they're like, dude, you're the jock. You should go in there. And he goes, I did the pommel horse.
Exactly. Yeah, but
that was great.
Gigantic. I mean, it's not like
he's not doing pommel horse. The guy's huge.
The shower scene, total Porky.
Oh my God.
And total Boogie Nights.
Okay, I got to talk about the shower scene for a second. First of all, when I was in high school, we had those showers, and all the guys had to shower. I hated that. Right. I hated that. And if I was at a camp, I sure as hell would not have showered with a bunch of dudes like that. Just because it's uncomfortable. Sure. I hate that. And they're all like, "Hey, all right, let's just shower." And I'm like, if you're that age, no way.
If you're 20 and look like that, you're from LA, you want everybody to look at you. You don't care.
Okay. Well, if anyone's watching this video, they know we're not.
Oh no, I'm just saying we're not. But I mean, having being an athlete, that's just part of the deal, and you just do it. It's just part of.
Although I am getting guns because I worked out today.
Yeah, once you probably almost died. You walked into the gym and your heart seized. Oh my God, what are you going to do to me? So, but I mean, so there's the best line in the whole second episode is not that one. It's he was checking me out. When he looked at the hole, he goes,
"Oh my God!" He goes, "Oh, he was checking me out."
He was checking me out. What a DB! He's fantastic.
So I got some personal stuff in here. I got to bring up.
Okay.
What's his name? Blake.
Matthew Morrison. Who?
No, the character Blake, the guy that was doing the Porkies. That's my friend Todd Stashwick.
Get out of here.
We saw his name in the credits, and I was like, "Oh no, Todd's only in one episode. He's not going to make it." And as soon as he showed up, I'm like, "Yeah, it's perfect casting." He said he was on one of our other shows. I connected him to Capes and Lunatics back when it was Beyond the Bat, or Before the Bat, and he had been on Gotham, so they had him on. He played the Mask on there,
right?
And they had him on. And he said, "Yeah, I've got this like darker look, so I get these like smarmy characters all the time." Here he is, smarmy, porn peddling, and the way he got it, I'm like, "Oh, Todd, you didn't get enough lines."
Well, did you? This will be bad because I said this to Kathleen, but it wasn't a glory hole; it was a gory hole.
Oh, well done.
I was like, and then it's just like this big, huge metal thing sticking out of this hole.
I think we've been doing this for 7 seasons. Chris, you finally said something funny.
Possibly. It's not even that funny, really, but it was pretty good. But I was like, this was a payoff.
It was good.
Years of payoff, 7 seasons, episodes.
You have a 7-second hunk. You're almost on your way to main stage.
That's right, almost. I'm getting.
But no, that was Todd that bit it there. And that was great. I'm going to have to write to him because I had no idea. I had seen it, I think, this morning that he was going to be on. I was leaving through like who was in the episode.
Can we get him to guest? Get him to guest. Can you give us 15 minutes?
I can try. I can see if we can get him on. It'd be cool if we could get him on here. That would be really cool.
What I'm saying. It'd be great. It'd just be funny as hell.
He was on 12 Monkeys also. He played the Scav King. I never watched it. It sucks because the one time we were chatting online and I was like, "Oh man, I saw you were on this or whatever." And he's like, "Yeah." he's like, "Did you like it?" I'm like, "I've seen like you in one thing." He's been in all this stuff. I've just never. It just doesn't hit my radar. I saw the Gotham episodes. He was great in that.
Yeah, no, he was really good.
And I heard he's great on 12 Monkeys. We had a show about 12 Monkeys, and Blair was freaking out that he's a friend of mine. She's like, "Oh my God, I love him on that show." So, yeah, I'll see if I can reach out to him just so we can make fun of him for looking through the gory hole.
I showered with him in high school in gym, so that's what you can tell people.
I did not. Yeah, I saw you checking me out.
He totally checked me out. How narcissistic is he? It's unbelievable. And the whole thing, yeah, you must have got one of those bootleg underground tapes that were out. You're hardcore. It's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, Todd did have, to go along with your gory hole comment, he had the best line in the show. And when this goes out as a podcast, I will have to drop an anvil on what I'm about to say. But it was when he looked through the hole and he goes, "That's no cock. It's an act of God."
That's right on the like Boogie Nights where they all do the look and they go, "Oh yeah, that's
yeah." Oh, beautiful. Just such a good line. And he got to deliver it. So, okay, so you get stabbed through the head, but you did get to deliver the line of the episode.
Yes.
And I did not, because it's going to get cut out of this. You're not supposed to be here. I didn't die here. Why? That was the other thing he said. The hiker said, he goes, "You're not supposed to be here." He kept saying that, but he also said, "I don't die here." Well, so does he know where he's supposed to die?
Well,
because he didn't, when he was talking to Margaret, he didn't seem to think that, or I didn't get that impression.
No, I think he knows where he's supposed to die, but he got moved because the kids brought him back to the camp, as opposed to, he probably got run over by Mr. Jingles or
when he got hung up. Well, he got hit by Mr. Jingles in the flashback. We saw that, but in the 84, he was hung up on the door with antlers through it, and then he disappeared. It's like,
with that typical.
I don't know,
because the first thing we said, "Where's all the blood?" You could obviously take.
Yeah, right.
Where's all the blood? Like in the flashback scene,
it would be he would be bleeding out from that.
Oh yeah, in the flashback scene in the church, everybody is out of the entire room at the end. There's not one person hiding behind a pew.
Right.
There isn't a mother or a parent or a priest trying to save anybody. Excuse me. It's just those two sitting there. So I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. See, once again, you got me thinking about that part of it. I don't know if
that happened.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know if it. And she even says, "Nobody ever believes me." Right. Is it because she's always lying?
Sure.
Is she the psycho?
Is this going to be a what?
We know she's not the one killing these people because she's with them when it's happening.
Right.
But is she making up Richard Ramirez? When we get to that door and that door opens, is it going to be Margaret?
Right. Or who knows? Is it going to be the cop? Is it going to be whoever? Who knows? Maybe she's got that in her brain. Maybe she makes that up. What's the name of that movie? It's not Punch Drunk. The Guy Ritchie movie where it's about the girl who's in the asylum and it's before she's going to get lobotomized, and she makes up the thing where they're like 4 girls and they're basically fighting like Nazis.
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. Is this going to be a Sucker Punch where it's her?
I hope not, because Sucker Punch was awful.
Parts were okay. Parts were bad.
Parts were okay, but it was really, overall, it was a stinker.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So
I wish it wasn't. It was Zack Snyder made that one.
Zack Snyder.
I wish it wasn't. I thought it was going to be really cool.
Well,
and like the trailers were great.
The fight scenes were good.
The fight scenes were great. The action was great.
Yeah.
The other story part of it was awful.
Right.
So let's hope it doesn't turn into that. Like, it turns out this whole thing took place in a 1984 snow globe. That would be awful.
With Van Halen playing in the back. So they haven't played that yet, have they? Have they played Van Halen?
No, but they made a Van Halen reference.
They did. They made that. So
that was really good. And when that was with Billy Lord's character. Yeah, she's totally got the Leanne Quigley vibe going on with the outfit and the hair and everything. She doesn't act like Leanne Quigley's characters typically acted, but she is that character in this.
She's channeling it in the way that maybe you look back at it and she can do it, as opposed to all the. It's this show. It just oozes douchiness. It's fantastic.
The van wouldn't start, of course.
Of course, yeah.
And then,
you love the table and back, the total. It's just that awful van from the 80s.
Oh, and when it didn't start, we were both sitting there watching it, going, "Okay, van's not going to start." Then when it does, I'm like, "Okay, what's going to happen?" They hit the nurse, and then they crash into the car.
Yeah.
And I love how that's the first thing. Oh no, it's Margaret's car. Like, she's gonna be so mad. What?
Who cares?
You know, she might be mad that you guys are getting chased by serial killers and you left her here.
Right.
They're going to the cabins to get the keys. Nobody mentioned going and helping Margaret.
Well, because she's horrible.
Well, that doesn't matter. I mean, you don't feed her up to serial killers.
They come in with what kind of.
Roy Scheider did not like Richard Dreyfuss's character in Jaws, yet he did not throw him in the water as chum.
He liked him at the end, in the beginning, after a while, right away.
If you read the book, Richard Dreyfuss's character, an underlying story is that he slept with Roy Scheider's wife.
Yeah, but not in the movie.
He never likes her.
Right. Well, not in the movie, but in the book.
Okay. Let me think of another one. I'm not going to. There's no way you don't leave an innocent. I don't care if you like them or not. You don't leave an innocent to be killed by Mr. Jingles.
Is there anything in the first
what if Mr.
episodes,
Jingles is her cat?
Right.
Huh?
Is there anything in the first 2 episodes that would indicate that anybody but Brooke cares about anybody else but themselves in this entire show? All of the guys are just in love with themselves. They don't care about anybody else.
He was checking me out.
He was checking me out. I mean, as part of the group, Montana doesn't care really about anybody but himself. So why would you think that they would care about Margaret, a lady they literally met 3 hours ago? I mean, the only reason they like the nurse is because the nurse has a car with keys, which of course is left in the cabin. But that's
they were gonna leave her too.
Right. So I mean,
they're such narcissists. Themselves. They're leaving everybody.
They're horrible.
And those are the only 2 other people at that camp right now.
Well, the cook is there, isn't she?
Where's the cook?
Exactly.
Is it the cook doing this?
The cook disappears, and then in comes, Trevor.
Was there anybody else in that scene with the cook? Do you remember?
No, because the cook was sitting there, and then she made them bring all the supplies up to the kitchen.
So there wasn't anybody else that was with the cook. There wasn't like a helper for the kitchen.
Not that I saw, no.
Okay. If we're wrong, Carrie, write something on there and tell us, because we might be wrong, which would not be unlike
we already drive Gabe away? Good job. Awesome.
Huh?
1 down, 1 to go.
Oh, yeah. No, we've had a few people chime in and look. Yeah, nice. I drove Lakesh away because I said, we can't really do that right now. And then Lakesh apologized, sorry for disturbing you, and then disappeared. So I'm sure I offended.
That's all right.
Yeah. Well, I hope not, because that was good advice. I want to hear more, but that's all right. Let's see. I think you're right. I don't remember all the details like you guys do. Ha ha. Hey, Carrie, we remember every. Oh, no, we don't. That was false also.
Carrie, if you know anything about us, we're making it up as we go. So
that's right.
I'll be remembering things like, remember back in Hotel and Murder House that there was a painting on the wall?
What if it's the witch in the woods that's causing all this, just like in Roanoke?
And it's going to be Lady Gaga. Awesome.
It's Lady Gaga. What if it's that? Or what if instead of Lady Gaga, you know how they're playing with, like, it's not, the nurse is not the actress we thought it would be. The cook is not the actress we think it's be. Right. What if it turns out it's Taylor Swift instead of Lady Gaga? Could happen.
No, it could happen.
Could happen.
Who's Billy?
What if Todd is the killer and him stabbing himself in the head was just a ruse?
That's right. He's a special effects guy. And it's
what if
check this when he was dead?
What if they're doing the movie FX?
And
what if the whole thing is a setup from FX people?
What's the guy
and these kids stumbled into it?
Something Brian.
Yeah,
he was in Cocktail, right? I can't remember. Yeah. Tom Cruise.
I love that first one. I actually took a screenwriting class from that guy, the guy that wrote that, Tom Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then FX2 was not good.
How many sequels are any good, with the exception of
Twisty was the name of the clown. I just remembered.
Twisty? There you go. I mean, so are they tying into all of that? I don't know.
I don't think they're tying into anything we've said. I think that what we're going to find out is that I've got a spot on my face here. I wonder what that is. Probably coffee.
It's a workout spot.
It's see what happens when you work out. You get spots. Very weird. It's showing up on camera right now.
Your liver's giving out.
Blotchy.
It's horrible.
Oh, great.
Like
you know what? Tonight I drank. You know what? I know what it is. I drank decaf. Look at that place, huh?
Decaf doesn't go into that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm getting splotchy.
You should be.
I drank decaf tonight, which I never do. Can you tell? Do I seem dopey and sleepy?
Well, dopey, yes.
Dopier.
It's only 9:14. You're up till like midnight anyway.
Oh, please. I'm asleep at like 10 every night. I am not. I used to be up like that. Now I get up in the morning and Chris, I get up and I start writing a podcaster book.
Nice.
Which is almost done. So thank you for your chapter. Oh, didn't happen.
Yeah, your wife was supposed to write it for me. She wrote my last one. She goes, yeah, what she wrote was nice, but it sucked, so get out of here.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's why I go to bed at like 10, and now I've been working on the book, and then I'm working on a pretty major project. So there we go. So I do go to sleep.
That's good.
That's why I did decaf tonight. And actually, it doesn't usually affect me. But welcome to the Coffee Talk podcast.
Coffee Talk.
Coffee Talk. Speaking of Friday the 13th, I've been listening to a podcast, and I want to give it a little shout out here. I'm going to say something nice about it, but I got to find it.
With the Z?
Well, I've been listening to a Friday the 13th one before this started, and I knew it was going to be that kind of stuff. So I've been listening to one called In Voorhees We Trust with Gorley and Russ. And if you're a fan of Friday the 13th, it's fun. It's fun. The only thing I'm not crazy about, I don't really like comedians or celebrities.
We know you don't like being funny, so. Oh!
Yeah. I'm jealous. That's why I don't like them. No, and as the show goes on, you kind of get more like, oh, this guy's a comedian, and they're out in LA, and they're friends with all these people, and I just like it's turning me off a little bit in that respect, but I actually do like it. And I think that it's pretty fun listening to them talk about those movies. I just wish it didn't have that element, but that's totally a personal thing. I think everybody should totally subscribe to it and listen to it. The other thing, as long as we're talking podcasts, League of Geeks today started its 31 days of horror with an episode about It 2 featuring Chris Mao.
Did he record that?
Yeah. Am I pointing to you?
Yes.
Yeah. Featuring you. He didn't record it. I recorded it. And then I already sent it out to everybody. It was live at the podcast marathon.
It was.
Yeah. So your episode of It 2 is already up, and that's at League of Geeks. That's Geeks.
I didn't sign a release for that. Where's my? I want a cut.
I'll give you a cut.
Yeah. I'll be cutting some right now. Wait.
That is the last time you cut me. Can you name that movie?
No, but I know the
Royal Tenenbaums.
It's the last.
Don't you remember Gene Hackman says it to that guy? That's the last time you cut me, Pagoda. Because his assistant stabs him in the gut. Ah! That happened around here. Molly dropped a knife right on my toe. So I like to bring up every once in a while that she stabbed her father. It was a sharp knife. It fell off the counter and it went ding. And I pulled it out. I was like, ow. And then my sock went red. Like, oh, it actually cut me. And it was this tiny dot of a cut that bled all night. Martha was freaked out. She thought I had to go to the doctor, but I was stabbed. Yeah, man. When those Facebook things come up, ever stabbed?
Yes.
Yes.
I stab myself all the time at work. Literally all the time.
Yeah, but that was you stabbing it. That's not somebody else stabbing it. I got stabbed.
Well,
if we're going to compare wounds, let's talk about my missing finger. Or is it?
Is it?
That's terrible.
Okay, Mr. 9 3/4. So,
so did we talk this out? I mean, I feel like I'm just ready to see what this next episode is.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes and see what happens. I mean, I'm actually digging the Richard Ramirez character. I think it's kind of funny how they're working it in, and I didn't know where it was going to go, and then as soon as they started talking, I'm like, oh my God, it's going to go there. And then, I think it's kind of cool. So I want to see where it goes. I'm going to make the prediction that this whole thing is in Richard Ramirez's head, and he's trying to deal with the stuff that he does, and this is what he is doing it, and that she's his therapist, and that's why he's opening up to her. That's my call right now.
That is probably a much more sane call than my idea that it's a simulation and all the other crap I said.
I like that. I like that call too. I think that explains a lot, and I kind of thought that, but now that I'm thinking about it more, Richard Ramirez is the only. Oh, actually, Richard Ramirez and Mr. Jingles are the only two characters that are not too stereotypical. Mr. Jingles is, but maybe not as much as you think. If he's like,
well, he's not because he talked.
Like he's a creepy janitor dude, so maybe he's a creepy janitor dude from the asylum. And Richard Ramirez is. I mean, I'm just thinking they're literally the only two semi-normal characters. Margaret might be the other one, but then everybody else is so stereotypical that maybe in Richard Ramirez's mind, this is what's going on and how he deals with stuff.
Yeah, it could be.
So I don't know. That's my call. That's my early call.
I mean, there's a lot of ways this could go. Yeah, man. I don't know.
That's I spoiled it. I finally figured it out. I don't how many episodes is this? Our sixth? It's our sixth one, right?
Season?
Fifth season we've done.
Is it?
We did Roanoke. We did Hotel. We did.
Didn't we do we did the one with the
Freak Show,
Big Top too, didn't we?
We did Freak Show.
So Freak Show, Roanoke, Hotel.
This is our fifth season. We didn't do Coven. We didn't do Murder House. We didn't do Asylum. We've done all right. So this is 8, right? So
no, this is 9.
9. What am I missing?
There's
Cult. I'm missing Cult, and we did Cult too.
Cult, and okay.
We did Freak Show,
Cult,
Hotel,
Roanoke,
Apocalypse.
Wait a minute. We did Freak Show. We did Roanoke. We did Apocalypse. We did Cult.
Oh.
This one. And Hotel. There it is.
That's the best series we've done by far.
What was last season's name?
Apocalypse.
Yeah, okay. There it is. There's 6.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy. Good. And we only do half the episodes in each season, so we've really done 3.
We do 7 out of we've done 8 out of 10. We did all of Hotel, didn't we?
We did. We did everything. We actually did everything until last season, I think. Or no.
No, we didn't finish. God. We didn't finish Cult because it just got stupid.
So we should really do wrap-ups for those at some point.
Yeah, I can wrap it up. They both suck. Okay, thank you. Next.
No, we should watch the end and just talk about it and do a roundtable. We can have Carrie on. We can have Gabe on. No, but we'll get Lakesh back on.
I'm sorry, this isn't streaming. Son of a... I hate you. No, it'll be okay. I mean, actually, the end of Cult wasn't as horrible because there was some payoff, but the end of Apocalypse. Have you seen it or not?
No, I didn't watch it.
Why not?
I was finishing a master's program. That's why we fell off the map on all of this stuff.
For what? You were done. They loved you. You were done with all your work. Oh, that's right. You wait to the end, but
I was working my butt off. I had to write that thesis. It was all the way to the very end. I wrote essentially a book,
right,
in like 16 weeks. Oh my God! All that research, you're killing me.
I am killing you. How much did Molly do? How much did your daughter do? I want to know. Did you pay her?
Okay, I don't want to talk about that because it could take my degree away. So.
Yeah, you paid for it. It's okay. You got it. It's yours.
I'm done.
No, I'm done too. So the only thing I think I covered everything. I'm intrigued. I can see why people don't like it. Because it's it's kind of very formulaic. But like to me, it's the opposite of the way it usually goes. Usually the show sucks me in and then does some twist, and I end up hating it for a while, and then I get sucked back in. I'm not that overexcited about it, but now after talking to you about it, I'm way more excited about it.
See, I really thought I was going to be dying over this season. I really did, and I am enjoying it.
Right.
I think there's a lot here, unless if they don't pull the rug out from under us,
right, then
it's going to suck.
If this is
then it's just like, then it's like we could have just watched Friday the 13th.
Right, we could have, and Breakfast Club, and then we would have been okay.
Right,
because it's so stereotypical. Cody Fern plays every DB
Yeah.
with the puffy coat and the. Did you even get the belt, like the double wrap?
Oh my gosh.
And
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the acid wash jeans. It's just
Yep.
horrible. And you
Yep.
know, we're all just like, huh. I mean, it's almost like a bad episode of. It's like an '80s episode of Saved by the Bell. That's what it. That reminds me of it too.
That's what his wardrobe is for sure.
Yeah, it's like, you know, if they showed up, if Elizabeth Barkley showed up, it'd be like perfect. You know, I mean, it just
Why haven't they used her in this yet?
because she can't act. She's her friend. I mean,
Okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, you know, I don't need to be like that. She's not. You know, think about the talent they've had in this show. I mean,
it's been unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. I mean, and great. There's great people that are not even in it anymore. I mean, we haven't seen Dennis O'Hare in forever, and he's amazing. I mean,
he's truly amazing.
We were talking about Freak Show. I mean, come on, Michael Chiklis as a throw-in character, Kathy Bates as basically a throw-in character. I mean, you know, just I mean, Angela Bassett.
Chiklis. I mean, come on, we've been waiting for him to show back up for how long?
Yeah, no kidding. We're like, come on,
it's amazing.
Get back in here. I mean, he was. It just, you know, they always pull out these great guys. I really like Cody Fern, the guy who played Michael Langdon in the last.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic.
He's fantastic. I mean, these guys are all good. This year it's a little bit down, but even like in Roanoke when they had all those people play the other people, I mean, come on.
I'll tell you what's down, and I don't think it is down. I think it's just the caricatures that are being done.
Right.
But we're also not getting the people that we're used to, like Sarah Paulson isn't there. Evan Peters isn't there. There is no Jessica Lange.
Right.
You know, like those are the people that like they were here through almost all of it in some form, and having none of them appear yet, it is feeling different.
Yeah.
Even if one of them was there, you've got Billy Lord there.
Right.
You've
but
got.
She's only been in what? Well, she's been in more than that, but she's been only like in 4 or 5 seasons.
Right. You've got Emma there.
Yeah, Emma's same thing, and Michelle Grossman's been in 3.
Right, and Cody. So like you've got like the next like wave, but those when you think about the show, the first thought is Sarah Paulson and Evan Peter and Jessica Lange and Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
That's the 4.
Kathy Bates didn't show up till Coven, right?
Right. But she was so she just
well, come on. She's Oscar winner.
Bates.
What do you want? She's an Oscar winner. Angela Bassett is not Oscar nominated.
Oh my God. Where's she at?
Yeah.
Well,
I think she's supposed to show up in this one, isn't she?
Really?
I think so. Maybe not. It's hard to tell.
Are we going to try and spoil something here?
No, I'm not. I thought she was, but maybe she isn't. So, I mean, maybe I hate to say it. Maybe they don't have the money. I mean, it can't be cheap to have them. I mean, even if they do it out of their heart, I mean, at some point in time, they got to be like.
Yeah, I mean, even if they cut it one time, you mean like this season they pay a little bit less?
Right.
I could see that
because they had to blow a boat ton of money last year. Last year's cast was crazy.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it was crazy with all those.
Well, and it was Evan Peters' final foray, which
yeah.
But it was his final thing. I'm sure they backed up the truck for him.
Yeah. Well,
you know, like here's your goodbye for all the years of doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing the thing they did. We ran into this before when we started looking ahead at some of the shows.
Right.
When they submit to IMDb, they don't give really anything away.
I'm not trying to do that. I'm just kind of looking at it. So.
No, but I like to see, like, is there something? They only give the names of the next 3, and then by the end they get it so you don't know the names of those last episodes. Yeah, they're showing on here the same characters, those main characters. You've got Brooke, Montana, Margaret, Xavier, Trevor, Chet, Jingles, Nurse Rita, and Richard Ramirez. That's all you get. And Ray, which is weird. They put Ray down in rest of the cast. They don't have him up in the top part. I wonder if he dies.
Who's Ray?
Ray is the only person of color in the group of teens or whatever they are.
They're not teens, but they're 20-somethings. It's like Friends. It's like Friends on in 1984. Friends. He really, you know what? Oh
no, but he's I mean, he's listed throughout, so maybe that was just the way they set it up on that one.
Sure. Well, he's not. He's like a reoccurring guest. He doesn't show up in the main cast in the listing of it. So, how about?
But he does. If you go later in the season, he does.
How about Don?
So I don't.
The
Oh yeah, Swayze showed up, and then he got a car dropped on him.
He was fantastic, and the instant spurt of blood right out of Jaws. That was total Jaws. But there was also
great.
There was also Friday the 13th did that too, right? Or Halloween. Was it one of the two? I can't remember. One of them where somebody there is an 80s movie where it drops in. Lil probably knows.
Yeah, I think it's Friday the 13th.
It's not part 1. It's probably part 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember. And when's Freddy coming? And when's Nightmare? Is Richard Ramirez Freddy Krueger?
Well, that's later than 84, so maybe they're not going to tap that far. But they did. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Stuff. It's not like they're not pulling stuff out of everywhere. So,
and what if this turns out to be they do a Scream thing too? I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I want to end it.
Let's end it.
So that's it, everybody. That's it for tonight. We will be back next week with episode 3. Watch the social media. We're trying to figure out our schedule and how we're going to work this out. But we're on track for this season. And we will be doing it through Get Vocal. And we have spots available. So if you do want to join us, you can always write in and let us know. And if we could fit you in, we'll let you in. Otherwise, just follow the show. Get in conversation. We'll put up a spoiler thread on the Facebook page, and let's hear what you guys have to say. And Carrie, thank you. Carrie just wrote thank. Love your show. Thank you guys. Love your show. Hey, Carrie, thank you so much for being here with us. And we've got a lot more coming this season. And please keep coming back. Chris, boom.
Yes, sir.
Pointing at you. That's it, man. You got anything else?
No, I think we're good. I'm looking forward to, after talking with you, looking forward to seeing what happens in the next couple of episodes, and want to talk to you about it.
All right, man. Well, I have no idea how to end this thing. So it was 1980 something, and we were sitting here talking about
back in the summer. Yeah,
that was I was doing the Goldbergs. All right, I took a stab at it.
We were 16,
come on.
We were 16 and 15 in 84. How old are you? 12? 84?
51. 84. I would have been 15.
15. So you know.
You were what, 43?
That was when I graduated high school. So I was there. I lived it, unfortunately. I had the pants. I had those pants in some form or another.
Oh yeah. I like to think of Chris with that hair, with the triple belt thing around his stomach. And I think that I see.
I never had the triple belt, but I had pants that were like that, and I really liked them because they were comfortable. Because got a big booty, so they were good for my big old legs. But I never had hair like that. I always had hair kind of like this.
Other than when you went to see U2 and you had blonde hair.
Yes, but it still was
I like
short.
that.
That was a good look for me. That was very
It
stalker.
was.
Yeah, very
stalker. It was. You should do that again.
I was thinking about it, but no. So actually, I have a play I have to be in, and I can't grow it out by then, or I would do it. So.
Oh, all right. Is that it?
That's it.
I have no idea how to end it, so we're just going to end it there. Did we have some kind of ending that we used to use? Carrie, do you remember?
We did something for each episode. So we need a 80s.
How about campers back to your cabins? How's that?
How about lights out?
Hey, Chris, it's nighttime. It's your turn to shower.
It's not Saturday yet.
Oh yeah, I'm checking you out. Thanks, everybody.
Or you'll be disappointed. At the gory hole. Yes, got it.